I saw Truth flick a cigarette at those guys. Truth don't even smoke, somebody else said. Another witness remarked, Truth didn't do anything. The guys in the car just shot for no reason. 3 people said Truth started saying stuff nobody wanted to hear, and that somebody told Truth, just shut up. But Truth kept jawing at everybody. An elderly woman said Truth was in the wrong neighborhood, had no reason to be there, especially at that hour. Somebody said Truth needed to get its head on straight, needed some correction. One person, who refused to reveal her identity, said all the witnesses were liars. Everybody's coming from a different angle here. Every cusp of a cause is claiming their truth is the real truth. It was discovered Truth had been shot in the back. Apparently, Truth tried to walk away from the scene that night, wasn't looking for a fight. It was suggested that Truth was a victim of mistaken identity. That perhaps the guys in the car thought Truth was Truth's half-brother, half-Truth. That happens a lot. 5 suspects alleged to be in the car that night were brought in for questioning. Nobody admitted to anything, and no one who was at the crime scene was willing to go to the lineup to identify anyone. You can't blame them. If they can kill Truth, they wouldn't hesitate to kill friends of Truth. You should have seen Truth's funeral. People from every race, nation, political affiliation, religion showed up. Who knew Truth had touched so many lives? Many testified how Truth always tried to make a difference, wasn't afraid of being unpopular, and how Truth repaired their marriages and enabled others to overcome their addictions. One person even claimed Truth helped him to give up fried calamari. It was very moving. At the cemetery with the lowering of the coffin into the ground, you may not believe this, but I was there. I saw it happen. Truth opened the casket lid and got out, looked at everyone and said, I'm not dead. You can't kill me. I'm still here. Then Truth walked off the cemetery grounds, still in grave clothes, crossed the street and went into this nondescript Chinese takeout place, and 5 minutes later got on a bus with what looked like a carton of chicken fried rice. Some people were upset. Where did Truth get money for bus fare and food? Others blamed the media for hyping Truth's death in the first place, to further their own agendas. Reportedly, Truth was seen the following week at a police interrogation in Damascus, a divorce court in Akron, a perjury hearing in Allentown, Pennsylvania, a confessional booth in Holland, and at a high school audition for Cats in Branson, Missouri. I just found out Truth was recently stabbed in a domestic dispute in Richmond, Virginia, but survived. Truth, it seems, gets around a lot, but maybe not as much as some folks get around the truth. I asked my eyes this morning, what happened? You once looked at the world with so much love. My eyes said, we don't know. We haven't changed. Maybe you changed. Will I ever see the world the same way again? I asked. Remains to be seen, they said. Well, at least my eyes haven't lost their sense of humor. My ears don't hear the sound of love like they once did either. What happened? I asked. Hey, we haven't changed. We still hear. But you stopped listening. That hurt. My feet commented that I had been stepping on people's feelings for quite a while and had gone backward in my growth as a person. That hurt. My brain said it remembered when I thought about love all the time. It missed the feel-good chemicals. It's a thought that counts, brain said. Oh, you sound like a Hallmark greeting card, I told it. Anything would be an improvement on you, brain replied. Brains hold grudges. My hands said I was too busy grasping for things of little value. I didn't argue. My nose said it lost its ability to discern the fragrance of people's feelings. Well, it's allergy season, I said. You're just stuffed up. Don't blame nature, nose sniffed. My lungs, once oxygenated with gratitude, complained my shallowness caused shortness of breath. My thyroid remained silent, but its look spoke volumes. My voice said I once spoke of love all the time. It had no words for what happened to me. What could I say? Finally, I asked my heart, what happened to my ability to love? I go to bed every night asking the same question. My heart replied, I don't know, but I can help. First, apologize to your body parts for the distress you've caused. We are all in this together. Thanks, I said. I will. And I did. It took 2 weeks for the body parts to forgive me. Brain was the last to respond and refused to let go of its grudges till I handed it a 2-scoop cone of chocolate custard dipped in sprinkles. Cost me $5. But Brain was right. It is the thought that counts, at least chemically speaking. $5 for an ice cream cone. Love always comes with a cost. On the night John Lennon was shot, I was 2 blocks away getting a hot dog and papaya drink at Gray's Papaya Stand on West 72nd Street and Broadway. I heard what I thought were 2 gunshots, but nobody else seemed to react. Maybe they didn't hear it, or maybe they pretended not to. I finished my drink and ran with my hot dog to where the action was. I saw a frantic Asian woman and a man with a bloodied white shirt being placed in what looked like an unmarked police car. I always stopped at the Papaya Stand to get a drink before I began my midnight shift as a doorman across town. When I arrived at work, I told Musley, the Albanian guy I relieved at the door, John Lennon was just shot. Who? He asked. He didn't know who Lennon was. I couldn't blame him. Musley was a man who saw the Nazis burn down people's homes and throw babies into fire. He taught history in Tirana until one day the communist authorities told him, you can no longer talk about God. That night he fled with his family to Greece and eventually made his way to America. He never really adjusted to life in the new land. One time the guys at work sent him out to get a pizza. We watched him carry the box down the street sideways, with all the sauce and cheese leaking out onto the sidewalk. "Who?" he asked again. "Oh, some rock star," I said. "After you've seen babies thrown into fire, there isn't much left to imagine." The 7 bowls in the book of Revelation ain't no salad bowls for mastication. No heirloom tomatoes for an ensalada caprese. The first bowl is for those who take the mark of the beast. Oy vey. Loathsome sores that resist any dressing. Leprous, crouton-afflicted humans devoid of blessing. Not even an orange vinaigrette can stifle the cries of regret. The second bowl will turn the sea blood red. Skip the seafood salad, because now all the fish are dead. Maybe some bib lettuce with tahini instead. A third bowl turns rivers and springs into a scarlet curse, like the Olive Garden red vinegar dressing, but only worse. The fourth bowl, poured out on the sun, brings unbearable heat. People scorch redder than a pickled beet. A watermelon endive salad might provide some cooling relief, but not even endive can end this unending grief. The fifth bowl is poured out on the throne of the beast. Darkness and cursing of gnawed tongues unleashed. People lying down in unrelenting pain, with no thought of panko breadcrumbs on a bed of romaine. As if the first 5 bowls did not enough the planet deaden, the 6th bowl speaks of Armageddon. The nations tossed in a bowl of blasphemous pride. The last battle of God Almighty, with no place to hide. And finally, here comes bowl number 7, overflowing with the wrath of heaven. Cities fall, and that ain't all. An earthquake, mountains collapse, the planet suffers a fatal synapse. There's hail to pay, 75 pounds each, so they say. Babylon falls. It is done. It is done. A voice in heaven calls. 7 bowls and no salad in sight. Will it be that way one day in the kingdom of light? Will there be bowls of cob, niquoise, kale Caesar with bacon, spinach, walnuts, and goat cheese just for the taking, a cabbage slaw dressing delightfully Jamaican? What could be better than a heavenly Greek salad with some sheep milk feta? Oh, by the way, some people believe they will be raptured, just taken up and leave, before the 7 bowls are outpoured, caught up in the air to meet the Lord. Armageddon out of here, they testify. It appears some folks won't even die. Whether that's true or not, we'll wait and see. Tell you the truth, this is all a little bit too much for me. Forget the Antichrist. I just want an antipasto. Lots of artichokes, briny olives, fresh basil, and chewy pasta, all olive oily and curled. Then I'll be ready for the end of the world. Everywhere I go, loneliness goes with me. I don't get it. Doesn't loneliness have any friends? Last week I tried to introduce my loneliness to other people's loneliness at a social gathering. It kind of worked. My loneliness went off in a corner and seemed to have a lot in common with the loneliness of others. But that wasn't the case. After we got home, my loneliness told me he tried to bond with other people's loneliness, but still felt like an outsider. Now you know how I feel sometimes, I told him. I have to admit, loneliness is a very faithful companion in my life, always there for me, even if I don't always acknowledge him. Independence Day is coming and loneliness wants to know, what are we doing? I don't have any plans yet, I tell him. What about New Year's, he says. Too far ahead to think about, I reply. Well, whatever happens, I'm here for you, he says. I know, I tell him. I once tried moving to another city just to leave my loneliness behind. 2 days after I arrived, I discovered loneliness had tagged along with me. I was kind of relieved. After all, I didn't want to feel all alone in a big city. Tonight at dinner, loneliness reminds me that I didn't receive any phone calls today. People are busy, I tell him. We end up watching a Yankee game together and go to bed. Loneliness and I may not have everything in common, but we both like sports.